Okay, so I killed my computer. Um, I mean, sort of. I'm not sure what's going on, to be honest. I don't even know if I'm back or not. Just talking to myself at the moment. uh, am I back? Or maybe? Okay, I think I got it. Sorry, guys. My computer blew up. My fans went on and everything shut down. I don't know. It's getting hot again. I have a. Oh, it fell off. Ow! Whoa! That is really hot. Okay, so yeah, my computer is overheating. This is one of the problems when I'm doing a lot of stuff on my computer at once and streaming at the same time. I need to get. I have a fan. It's a heatsink fan. It works pretty good actually for drawing heat away from my computer, unless of course it falls off my. Unless of course it falls off, then I have to figure out how to. I have to figure out how to glue this. Oh, that didn't work. I had it glued on, but apparently it did not stay on. Now I gotta figure out how to make it stay on, because my computer cannot handle its life as is. It's too hot. It gets. This fan works pretty good actually, but it doesn't work so good that if it falls off, it can't. It does its job. So that said, with my computer being as hot as it is, it's probably going to shut down again. I'm going to have to cool it off. I want to get me like 2 or 3 of these things, maybe even 4, and just put them all over the back of my computer, just suck all the heat off of it. They work really well. Even one does a pretty good job of keeping my computer in a pretty decent state. But it was doing great today, and then I heard a clunk, something fall, and I didn't know what it was. And now I know what it was. It was my fan falling off my computer. It's an external fan, but it does not. Apparently, my little temporary glue solution didn't work. Oh, this is the problem. I had to return my computer 5 times. That's the problem, and I had to take these things off, or lose it. Now this is a little metal disc, and that's is what the fan sticks to the metal disc. But now the metal disc doesn't stick to my computer because, well, I've had to take it off multiple times, and the little sticky part of it it's not sticky anymore. So now I don't know how I'm going to make it stick, sort of trying to, maybe I should write to him and say, I need more of the metal discs, my fan fell off, can you help me? Stupid computer, I had to go back to Microsoft 14 times, and I couldn't use it no more. So I don't know. I'm not sure what my status is as far as ability to continue making progress. I got to keep things to a minimum on my computer, basically. Is what's going to have to happen here. As far as the stuff I'm doing, at least until it cools down. What is this thing doing? Is that a thing even? Oh, it says prod. Did it run? Waiting for runner to pick up his job. What is runner? So obviously, something didn't work. But that is prod, which is great. That's the one I want to run, but obviously it did not trigger. So let's go see what I have here. Let's see if I can do anything. I closed a couple of my extra windows to try to reduce the load on my computer and hope that that allows things to keep functioning. I don't know what the little red dots on my OBS means. I mean, I'm live. Is that what that means? I'm not dead? Okay, let's go look at my... It did create the trigger, so it did run the trigger, which is good. Obviously something else didn't happen. The problem is now to test production, I have to keep running PRs to get this to fire. So that's going to be fun. I was hoping miracles would kick in and I'd be able to not do that. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so these are the guys I'm working with. I'm pretty sure my production thing worked, and it actually fired off based on the trigger, which was to fire the blah 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 blah. Branch prod deployment closed main. Only trigger on merges to main, which is what happened. But I'm not sure what it's... Look here, it says, what is it waiting on? Ubuntu LE prod, la prod. GitHub workflows, deploy prod environment. Heads master, waiting for runner to pick up this job. What is the runner and why is it not picking it up? That is the big question of the day. I'd imagine we should be getting through something in here. Runs on Ubuntu. Check out, configure Git, GitHub secrets. See, I expected stuff to start firing right here. Configure Git should have happened quickly. Let's see what this guy says. Any idea what could be preventing runner from picking up the job? So I would have thought this would have already started. Starting job. If I can cancel the workflow, I just don't know. Yeah, nothing. This is the workflow file. It triggered on merge to main. I'd imagine that this worked. Yeah, that worked. I'm guessing. Yeah, well, am I using that? No. Wait a minute. What's it called here? It's just a test, right? Latest. Oh gosh. I did a mass replace. So what do you call it? Search and replace? I replaced test with prod. So so pretty much anywhere you see law prod or law dev, that's going to be broken. Okay, that's a thing. Control shift F. Let's find law prod. Oh good, there's only one of them. And this is going to have to be latest still. I guess I should have searched for the whole word, but sometimes, I don't know why I did it that way. Let's see if there's one for dev. There's probably one for dev too. Well, no, because I don't have a dev GitHub. So is that really all it is? Just the one broken thing? Okay. Can I fix this workflow? I don't know if I can fix that. Oh, maybe I can. Let's see here. Okay, how do you hit save? Couldn't change this. Update deploy prod environmental. Will that fire? Request 2. Okay, so they gotta wait again. Oh, something's going on. Nope, it's underway. Okay, so alright, so I gotta wait for that to finish. So that'll finish, and then this will queue up again. Hopefully, it'll work. So, yeah. Might even be a conflict here, but that's not going to worry about it too much. Let's do a okay, how do you clean your repository tree? What does that mean? Let's undo this change because I saved it already. And then we'll sync the change. Okay. There we go. Well, hum-de-dum-de-dum-de. I guess it's not much for me to do except sit here and wait. That is one of the drawbacks to working on a build procedure. you don't have a lot you can do. I mean, I guess I could work on other pieces of stuff, but ultimately, I know what I can do. Let's go check out my, we'll simplify that. We'll let that drop down. We're going to go ahead and go over here. We'll go to my, let's close the programming one for now. And while we're at it, I'll just close all the tabs. That'll save memory and resources, and I'll just open them back up in a minute. In the meantime, let's go look at my planning and tracking. So, as I mentioned before, and not everybody knows this, but I had an Indiegogo I ran back in December, and I called it the initial launch, whatever I called it, of this project. I'm going to be launching another one soon, so if you're interested in being part of that. Basically, I'm not really doing a lot of marketing for it. It's only on my streams and a couple of mentions here and there. But overall, it's just for an opportunity for people to get involved, help support this project. And I realize it's one person, and I realize, the amount of time and effort that a person puts into a project is pretty massive going out the gate, right? Okay, so if you're a developer working full-time and actually, making a living, you're probably making minimum, as a beginner developer, you're probably making, well, let's say 80 to 85,000. That's what I basically made as my first significant development job 20-some years ago, almost 20 years ago. And then, over time that went up. And nowadays, I'd imagine it's at least that still, even as a beginner. You're still probably making 80, 85,000 to start. And in fact, probably even more early than I was. My first C# Visual Basic, at the time were big applications, were pretty common, was that amount. But I had been working already for 7 or 8 or 9 years. I started off, my first true development program was in Access, Microsoft Access, and I was probably making 30,000. So $15 an hour. That's not even minimum wage now, but at the time it was pretty good. That was probably double, or at least a little over double minimum wage, depending on where you were at the time. Minimum wage was probably $7-8, so it was probably close to double. Nowadays, minimum wage is, around here where I live, it's like $17 an hour. That's because things are expensive over here. But ultimately, I think developers who have gone to school, I didn't go to school, I taught myself, so you can look at a lot of that as just trying to replace school with experience. So I had to do that for a while. So I went with Access, went to Visual Basic, went to blah, 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 went to the next thing, till finally I'm, working full-time as a developer. But as time went on, your salary keeps going up. But ultimately, I think at minimum wage for a minimum developer, you're talking about $80,000 a year. And if a game that's usable, that actually people want to play and is fun and gets, gets a okay amount of people, to make up for all the time a person makes, that person needs to make, say it takes 2 years. It takes about $160,000 minimum to do a 2-year application for coding skills. And that's just the way it goes. That's how much it costs. And so a single developer, about $160,000. If you get 2 developers in, you got to figure it's probably costing double that. And that's only if they're doing minimum wage work, And I'd like to think I do better than minimum wage work. Minimum developer wage, not minimum wage. At this point, as far as being able to support and live here, with my family, helping them out and paying for things like I've always been. I've always been the breadwinner for this house, the majority. it's a huge drop, but we could get by if I was making $80,000 again, which again, my first job, significant real full-time job, was $85,000 a year. It was 80, and I got a $5,000 signing bonus. That's what it was. So I really only made 80. But again, that's 20 some years ago, or yeah, that was over 20 years ago. And so I'm trying to replace that with this effort. And I'm going to try and continue to work on this as long as I don't get another job, but I have to give that the priority. Ultimately, I can delay and continue working on this for probably half that. So in a year's time, instead of 80, we're talking 40, which means about $4,000 a month. I could probably do about $4,000 a month to contribute and keep us from, digging into our not our unemployment, our what do you call it? Retirement, which neither one of us is ready to retire yet. But so it sucks to have to be burning your retirement instead of adding to it. But that's what I'm trying to do. So what I'm doing with these campaigns, Indiegogo and stuff, is I don't expect to make that much money. The minimum you can even set a campaign for is $500. The minimum you get paid for is $100. So if you get $100, you'll get your $100. Because I do the flexible kind. So it's not that much. And I set up goals and expectations for that period of time on that campaign. The first campaign, I had $50 worth of backers. But I completed all the tasks within the month that I said I would, which is the month after it ended. And it ended in January. It ended like the middle of January, and I've already finished the tasks I set out to complete for that campaign. And so now, interesting. Microsoft quietly erases Windows 11 TPM 2.0 bypass workaround from help pages. So you can no longer, they're not going to tell you how to work around their 2.0 bypass anymore. If you want to bypass that, you're going to have to find someone who's willing to tell you how to do that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing all that for. I do it at the minimum and hope that over time I'll build up some momentum and be able to, eventually get to that point. But the question is, what comes first? The unemployment drain or the minimum income? Really what it is whatever income I get slows down that drain, right? So I got to keep doing it. So I'm not trying to be greedy, people. I'm telling you. And that's why I want to have this application continue to have progress and new features and functionality so that anybody who's backing me is getting something in return. And by the way, the other way to back me is you can go to AM Games Direct and buy X-Cases or Mage Cages. But of course, that's only usable to you, again, if you're interested not all in miniatures. You collect miniatures. If those aren't, not something you do, then it's not going to do you, right? But that is a way to do it. You can also back me there. So all that stuff helps. All right, so these are the things that I've got going in my current sprint. Let's look at them, see what we can call done. These are already kind of marked off done. I don't have Google off. I do have the Docker file for prod, and that's currently fired up. Create Docker file for prod. I've done this. I can call that done. That's. I am still PBI update Docker file for prod with environment variables. Oh, wait a minute. No, I already did this. That's done. I can call that one in test. PBI implement prod public facing access. Well, kinda. I've got that. Get up CD to prod. This is right now the one I'm trying to run. I've triggered this. This one is I should probably put both of these statuses in development. Alright, don't have the Twitch. That's probably not making it. These two guys, probably not making it. It's unlikely I get these done by tomorrow. Again, I don't even know if I'm going to put them in the next sprint. Because they're not high priority to me right now. I think local login is enough. I want to start adding some cool features, some new stuff, and I can always add those in later. Maybe I'll do that as a next month thing, additional login options. What can I do with those two tasks? Oh, show unassigned tasks, add backs, tasks without estimates. We'll go down again. There's usually a... I guess I can't push them until the next sprint. Show tasks without estimates. I don't have... I should put estimates on some of these. I don't know what the estimate really helps me for. It's like, my estimate is I'll get it done in the 2 weeks. That's my estimate. Show unassigned tasks. These are all assigned, by the way. These are all assigned to me. Can I just do all of these at once? And we'll just say me. Nobody's unassigned. Add from I don't need to add. I'm not adding anything yet. Not to this sprint. Show tasks without estimates. Okay. So these are my items currently going. These guys have all made it to test, which at this point is considered done, but eventually it's going to be prod that's done. So I'm going to have to focus more on items, get them all the way through to the production state. Which means I got to start getting testing involved. Alright, so let's go. Let's go see where I'm at with my... I'm closing stuff consistently here so I can keep my system from overloading. If it can just get me to the end here. I've only got maybe 20 more minutes. I don't know, maybe not. Well, let's see. I don't know how to spell. I told my wife, I go, let me know when you're ready to sit. Because we usually sit down at night, watch TV. And I go, my most awesome, lovely love of my loaf. Oops, life. Anyway, typing is not my first language. Just letting you know. Okay, so we'll go back over to actions. Let's see if anything fired up. Alright, so that fired. Now what's the problem? That's still saying that. Dang it. No, I changed this. You're stupid. Alright, we're going to cancel this. Just cancel it all together. Obviously, it's dumb. It didn't take the right workflow. I don't know why. can I rerun it with the proper workflow? See, it says LA Prod still. Do I have a pull request? Nope. Any code? Nope. Did that one update? Actually, that's not the one that I need to update. It's this one I need to update. See, that's still wrong. So it undid it locally. Oh, that's stupid. Alright, let's try it again. PFFM go MS. I don't know why that didn't work. It's like I fixed it, forced it to update, then I synced it, and it undid it on my local machine. It's like, hey, I didn't write this. That's not right. It's like, no, you didn't write it. You weren't supposed to write it. It wasn't yours to write. But yeah, that's not. It's not my stuff. So, what do I need? What is it? What is it? All you. Okay, so why isn't this in sync with the, this says latest right here. Alright, so if that says latest, why doesn't this work? Can I do a new pull request? There we go. Okay, so now, it's still weird to me that this has to run, even though this ran. Why does it run test again? Because it did the merge. We already did the merge. Why is it running test again? Is there something here that's triggering it to run? Let's ask this guy. Any idea why the test deploy in GitHub, which runs automatically when I check in code, also runs when a branch is merged to master. Also runs when a branch is merged to master prior to the prod. So it seems weird, huh? We would. I mean, why does it need to run again? I mean. And a push event to me. prevent the test workflow from running on merged main, modify the test workflow trigger to explicitly exclude PR merge segments. Oh, really? On push, branches ignore. I didn't even know that was another thing. Or using more specific condition in the job. Huh. So I can add this. We don't need it to run again. That's just silliness. Push. Oh, don't need that. Don't need that. Wait, which one did I need? To prevent the test workflow from running on merged main, modify the test workflow trigger to explicitly exclude PR merge requests. I don't know. How does what is the tags dash ignore function? I don't know what tags dash ignore is. Is a pull request a tag? If it won't trigger when you create a new tag. Push tags. Without this, pushing tags would trigger your test workflow unnecessarily. Common uses for tags include version numbers, release candidates, other Git references you want to mark. Yeah, I don't want to run that for that stuff. That's just titles and tags. That's just all it is. We don't need it to be running for that stuff. Alright. I don't know, I got 7 files here though. Hash lock? I don't need any of this. What the heck? These are all supposed to be my ignore. Checksum lock? What are all that nonsense? Had to get ignore. I think all this stuff should be added to get ignored. I don't know what any of this is. File, checksum, last build. Huh. Is that why it gets added and I get it double? Because I keep clicking it. Why doesn't it work? How about I just do this? That should allow me to get rid of all these. Do I want anything from Gradle to be backed up? I feel like all that stuff should not be backed up. I don't even know what that is. So let's just go here and go. PFFM web. Okay, so I don't need this one either. Trying to clean up all this junk. It's almost like it's a different path, even though it's the same stuff. My eyes are wigging out, man. Okay, so hopefully that will prevent future of that stuff. But I'm trying to figure out how I can get rid of, like, I don't even know what this is, cache properties. If I say add to getting on, I'm going to go this. I want to go like this. Then I'm going to go to my terminal. And then there's a git command. It's like remove. I think it's called git remove or something. Git remove. Something like that. Let's go look at what that is. Oops. Nope. Cancel. Git and same thing. Well, I'm going to try this thing. Fatal? Not matching. Oh, there is nothing else like that. It always says that when there's nothing of the sort. Update. Test not run on prod. Push. I guess I can stage that. Alright, so how far did we get? Did it run? Hey, it ran. Prod ran. So, we should have a valid run. It took 5 minutes and 50 seconds, which is better than the usual 6 minutes. So it saved a little time. It's a little faster. I took out the logging so that I wouldn't have so much bind to it, but let's see how long this one took. This is the actual testing branch one. That one took 6:25. This says 6:2. I don't know why this one says 6:2 because it says 5:50 there, but still a little faster. Probably has some clothes and stuff going on that wasn't in there. All right, so we got the pull prod. I don't know where that went though. So what does that mean when it has a prod one? I don't know what that means. Do I have a prod here? I do not. So it goes to push, it goes to prod, then I go over to my dev. I probably have it here. It's probably going to be a prod, but I got to figure out how does it didn't do the NGROK thing. I would have expected it to do the NGROK thing. I don't think it did an NGROK thing. I mean, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how NGROK works. All right, let's go back here. Are we just like not working? All right, thumbs up. Let's refresh. Oh gosh, I can't get it on. Panic! I can't put the lid on my model. All right, so we've got prods. Front end test. What the heck? Test master. What the heck is test master? Prod. What the heck is prod? All right, we got some weird. We got some weird stuff. Some naming here is very weird. See, this is what it should be. It should be tagged. Go MS integration blah. Should be go MS integration, but somehow I ended up with prod blah and master blah. I don't know what those are. We're going to get rid of master blah. Prod blah is just a bad tag. So that's probably not even going to work because I don't think my... well, they might work because my tags might be just badly defined. But we can get rid of all this master crap. So we got... well, did I actually get rid of anything? Doesn't look like it got rid of anything. Master. Delete. actually, oh, there you go. Prod. And okay, so we got the prod ones. Those are there. I don't think those are right, but they might work. I didn't know that they were called stupid. But I'll probably have to fix my deploy for those. Why are they called stupid? So we got prod cloud. Prod cloud. So my tags are defined up here, upper, lower. Where is the tag value? I can see where it is set, but it does not show what it is set. See, like, there's nothing here. It just says username GitHub, and then it says rev parse head. Oh, this is prod dash. Oh. That's still not all of it. If I go to test, what does it say? Oh, that explains the prod nonsense. But it does not explain what this is. Okay, so let's go here. So, okay, so it's doing this GitHub ref git reverse parse. I don't know what, oh, so it's basically got all of this, which is the number dash. And then whatever ref's heads is. And GoMS integration, if you think about it, is pretty bad because yeah, GoMS integration is not good because I don't really have a Go. It's not really GoMS. Now that I think about it, because I have PFFM web there too. GoMS is just the back end. Now, test is already part of the thing, so it's going to say blah test. I should probably maybe I should just call it like branch instead of GoMS or PFFM branch or something a little bit more. I don't know where it's getting GoMS from, but it's coming from some of this GitHub refs thing. That much I could tell you. Because if I go and split this and then click on this, you can see each one of them has this one. Oh wait, did I close the wrong one? Nope, prod. Wait, where'd it go? This one says prod somewhere on it. Oh, I know, I closed it. It said prod dash though, but if I go to the prod one here and hit Control Z, see, then we got prod dash, and it basically got rid of this whole GitHub refs heads. I don't know what that means, but it is the source of what that is. It's somehow coming up with GoMS integration, and I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if I like it. Now that I know what it is, this is the number that's getting set, because that's how this is getting determined, but it's prod dash. But it already says prod in the image name, so I don't really need that. What I think I'd like to do is change this value and change it to like prod, blah 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 prod. Blah 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 prod. It's going to be prod what? It's just like the prod, it has the name of the image, what it is, prod. I think it's like PFFM gateway prod. So we already have all the key elements of what the app is, but it's going to be master or something like that. I should say master here. This just means it's the master code, master branch. And that'll probably work. And then we'll just dump this. Now that I know how to determine that. Now the test, I still don't understand what the GitHub refs heads. In the working file, there appears to be a missing content. The excerpt you're provided does not show where the tag value is set. However, typically in GitHub Actions deployment workflows, the tag value is often determined from Git tags, environment variables, GitHub refs, dedicated step that generates tags. Best way to find this would be to oh, that's true. I should probably give it a tag. I don't know how that works though. The best way to find this would be to check the full workflow. Okay. This is the value of one tag. GitHub refs, environment variables. How do I set it to be a Git tag? I don't know if I will. I'm thinking in prod, I'd kind of like to have it be a tag. Like this could be like the auth implement tag, or this way it kind of tells you a little bit more about the image, right? Especially with production, you're going to have different ones that have new features and functionality. You might want to git describe dash tags abbrev dash 0. To use git tag in your deployment workflow instead of branch reference, you should modify the tagline deploy prod environment YAML like this. Git describe dash dash tags dash dash abbrev equals 0. Git reverse parse. Now I have to put a tag in there. It'd be nice if I could label it somehow. Almost every production one should have a tag. If I want to put this in here instead of that, Is there a way to require a tag in GitHub during a pull request? Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Plan. Modify workflow to only run on tagged PRs. Add branch protection rule requiring tags. GitHub UI. Go to repository. See, I don't know if I can do that because it's probably going to be a paid feature. But if I could require a tag, it would explain what we're merging. You know, what is this feature? What is it we're putting in? Just, I mean, it's worth a check because I think it'll make my images more robust, more usable. I can go, oh, this is from this, and this is from that. And then we can also have a little cleaner. So if we go here, so it says UI, navigate to branches, branch protection rules, branches, branches, branches. So how do I get to branches? Code, branches. And your branches, active branches, yours, active, stale, all. Branch protection rules. While I'm in branches, I see not a branch protection rules. Is there a, it must be a feature that I don't see here. It's like maybe you have to assign it to a, so I can go to view rules. Oh, maybe it's here. So I would view this rule, rename branch. There are no rules associated with this branch. Yeah, I probably can't do it anyway. But that's an interesting thought. Something to consider. I don't know how to put a tag on. I mean, I could probably tag a branch. Anyway, let's go. Let's turn around and focus back. Okay, so how... Alright, so I'm going to... I don't think I have a tag all the time, but we're going to go master dash. Master dash. And I'm going to have all kinds of dashes on my things. But mostly... if there's a tag, it'll show up in the middle. Prod. Well, maybe I should just do this. And if I have a tag, it'll be dash dash number, unless we put a tag in there, and then the tag will show up. Because it's already prod. Do I really need it to be master? It's prod. I don't think I need it to be master. Alright, so, alright. My expectation was that when the prod workflow completed, it would deploy the image to my local machine via NGROK. But it seems it would deploy the Docker images to my local machine. And then NGROK. Was that a misunderstanding on my part? Install, start. See, that's the tunnel. Builds Docker image, pushes them to Docker Hub. The NGROK setup in the workflow is running in the GitHub Actions Runner environment, not your local machine. To deploy your local machine, you would need to pull the images from Docker Hub to your local machine. Well, I know how to pull. The GitHub Actions workflow is just building and pushing the images. It's not deploying to your local environment. You need to pull and run these images locally yourself. Okay. Because I'm trying to visualize in my head how this works. Okay, so if I pull these locally, I should. Well, see, I had to install the NGROK stuff before. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's all I have to do then is run it. All right, so I'm not going to worry too much about having to pull it. It's not that big of a step. It would be nice if I could figure out a way to automate it, but it's not a massive thing. All I have to do is run it, get it deployed on the pull request, and then I pull them down. I may have to create like a script or something that'll pull it down, but I'm not too worried about it. So let's go to my prod environment. I really do hate the naming of this. The next ones will be better. I mean, they're all going to be prod blah, but I don't want prod blah. But what can I say? It is what it is. For now. Future ones will be better. I'm not going to work. I mean, I made the change already. It'll just have to be adjusted later. Okay, so we got, I have to do I don't like any of that. I don't like the Go MS integration at all. Now that I know what Go MS integration, I'm just like, that's dumb. What is that? And it's not even integration. It's Go MS init integration. Go MS init integration. Is that because it was the name? Ah, it's the name of my branch. Oh, and it means initial. Go MS initial integration. That's what that is. It's the branch. The branch name. Okay. Yeah, it probably could have been a better. Geez, that's when I created the name. It was to get Go microservices integrated. That's what that name came from. That tells you a lot right there. I mean, that's all it was supposed to be, and it's got so much more than that in it now. Go MS has been integrated for 2 months now. And I've done so much more stuff. I really should have checked it in a long time ago. I just wanted to get the production stuff running. That's not the worst, actually, naming it from the branch. Because if the branch is named well and it tells you what it does, that's actually not the worst thing. I may be able to live with that. I also like tag, though. But maybe I'll do that. So it'll change every time I do this. Okay, so now I know what it is. I knew that sounded like, what is that coming from? That sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, shoot. And just so I can copy the one that I actually want. It's supposed to be prod cloud. Okay. Here. Set that. We are going to download production, and hopefully it'll work. And then I need to go somehow figure out, get myself a real static. I can get a free static IP, which I'm going to get for the production one. Let's go back over to NGROK while this is running. It'll only take a minute. Alright, so Emerald static domain. Get started by claiming your free static domain and say goodbye to random URLs forever. Visit your domain. That is one ugly domain, man. That is one really freaking ugly domain. Yeah. URL equals star-rodent-regularly.ngrok. Can I not change this in any way? That is ugly. Star-rodent-regularly.ngrok-free.app. What is the paid version of NGROK, and how much does it cost to get a real domain? I mean, like, is there a cheap version that lets you get your own domain on there? Billing. I'm just curious. I don't have any money, but I'm curious what it's. What are the options? $18 a month. What's the cheapest one? $10 a month. Oh god. All right. What do you get? Get a URL to test webhooks on your local machine. Well, I kind of already. Developer previews. Share what your code looks like with your team. Don't I already have that? Isn't that pretty much what it already is? That's nothing. Site to site. None of that sounds cool. I mean, it's not even a. No, it's an HTTPS. Is there a way? Huh. I'm wondering if there's a way to create like a redirect from a website. The ephemeral, I mean, Domains or endpoints are accepted in the claim one free static domain per unit. Per user upgrade to pay to use a domain of your choice. Read more about domains in our docs. This guy walks you through saying, well, I have a domain. How much this costs? Please upgrade your subscription to get access to this feature. I know, but I want to know how much it is. See, here's what I'm trying to wonder at. Because sometimes you can just point it to a thing. You can use a domain that you already own. I already have that with NGROK. In order to do so, you must create CNAME record for that domain to point it at the NGROK edge. When you create the NGROK domain object, you will be presented with a target value for the CNAME record you need to create. If you create the domain via API, this value is a CNAME target field. If you want to use an Apex domain with NGROK, you must use a DNS provider that supports an alias record or CNAME flattening. This is because the DNS RFC does not permit CNAMEs for Apex domains because of how alias CNAME flattening is implemented. Now, I have no problem with using a blah, my app, and my domain. I'm planning to do that. I think I like that. Wildcard domains. Listen for all subdomains. Shows you that, tells you how to do, tells you what to do here with the branded domains, but it doesn't tell you what the value. When you create the NGROK domain object, you will be presented with a target value for the CNAME record you need to create. Let's see what happens if I click on this. Probably not going to be able to answer my question, but I will try it. Probably going to say, yep, you need to pay. I mean, I understand if I do. I just want to know. Yeah, they'll get back to me soon, whatever that means. Yeah, it doesn't really, beyond that, it doesn't really give you a way to do anything with it, so I guess I'm kind of stuck for now. Start tunnel, view traffic. I guess. I mean, Does it actually show an IP address? It does not actually show an IP address. I don't even know. What's it pointing at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, so, probably when if I pull this in, let's go see what this does. Does this have my prod? Okay, it does have my prod. So if I go click on my NGROK here, NGROK? Where's it at? My eyes are not seeing the word NGROK anywhere. Okay, it didn't create an NGROK. I don't see it. Mongo, playbook, I don't see the NGROK image. Okay, let's go see what happened here. So it says it did something. Wait, let me try something. No, it didn't work. I was thinking maybe it would have routed me to the NGROK, but that didn't work. Trying to figure out. All right, I'll take a break. I will come back, hopefully with a solution for this soon.